Hello and welcome. We are
the Sisters of the Holy Fiber. This is episode 22. My name is Devin, also known as Rambunctious Guy.
And I'm Heather, also known as Tiny Kiwi. So join us while we craft and chat. There's a space person behind you. I don't want to alarm you. Yep. Sisters of the non sequitur.
Sisters of the non sequitur. Okay, so this episode is going to be a little different.
Yay!
I think we're just going to do segments as they come to us.
Yes.
And we'll talk about Harry Potter. So, it sounds like a good plan to me.
I'm all for it.
Shall we talk Harry Potter? There she goes. Shall we talk Harry Potter again?
Yes, whatever you want to do first.
First, I meant not
Totes
again.
don't care. Today's the whatever you want goes episode.
Okay. So, it is rare that we are recording very near the beginning of the month. So, because it's the beginning of the month, there are new classes posted on Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup on Ravelry, which, if you're not a part of, I don't know why you listen to us, but that's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? That's why we started this, but we're not arguing. If you like it, you like it.
Well, we do talk about a lot of things that aren't related, but anyway, so we thought we'd go through the classes today and kind of see what they're about and see if we have any ideas for things we can craft. And looks like Tiny Kiwi is going to take notes in her Slytherin snake journal. Yes, very pretty Slytherin snake journal that she talked about a couple of episodes ago. So I'm just going to go through these. Let's see. Potions. Here we go. I've never seen these before, and the descriptions can be quite long, so this will be kind of an adventure.
Adventurous! Yay!
Alright, so potions. Walking in the classroom, you see a table full of refreshments. You walk up and take a glass of the light brown drink, assuming it's simply some pumpkin juice. After your first sip, you realize you were wrong! Fibbity-gibbet! Snorgaflog and Ali Sunsi are just a few of the nonsensical items that are floating around the room when you notice the professors walk into the room, barely concealing their smiles. As the other two professors start passing out a clear solution to all the students, Professor PMM begins the lesson. After 2 terms in our class, we would have thought that you have known better than to randomly drink something late before you went potions class. PMM smiles at the room as the babbling begins to die down. One last whoopity-doo before a complete silence falls on the room, and PMM begins again. Babbling beverage is a wonderful potion that sends the drinker in fits of babbling and speaking utter nonsense. It's not harmful to the drinker in any way, but it does lend itself to a good giggle. All right, so there's a few more things, but let's see.
Gist of it. They always have a summary at the bottom of what you're supposed to craft.
Yes, usually. We invite you to craft something nonsensical and silly, just as this potion is nonsensical and silly. If you prefer to take a more practical approach, might we suggest you create a way to keep your mouth shut until the effects of the potion wear off. Oh. So, I think this would be perfect for, art yarns. Mm-hmm. You got some kind of art yarn laying around you don't know what to do with. Make an ornament. Nonsensical and silly. Perfect.
I start thinking of like crazy head ornaments, like my octopus head ornament.
Right.
The one that was supposed to be a knee cover and then of course turned into not a knee cover.
Right. Yes.
Because you need 2. I don't like making 2. Why am I making socks?
I don't know. But I love you anyway.
Okay. Insanity runs in the family.
Alright, your turn.
Oh. I'm supposed to read things?
Do you want me? I could just read things.
Oh, yeah. That's easier, because then
your computer will go on the fritz.
Yeah, my computer has very small CPU's capabilities. You try so hard.
Okay, for our history of magic for this month. This month we are studying the Goblin Rebellion of 1612. Those goblins. Professor Minsu shuffles her papers and looks in panic. Did you bring your notes? I've got mine from the old lecture, but they're sketchy. Wands, control of Gringotts, 3 broomsticks. That last can't be right. The professors shake heads, and Mindy Sue turns to class. Okay, class, you're all probably tired of lectures, so let's do something different.
Yay!
We'll do an activity instead, a dramatic recreation of that sunny July afternoon in 1612 when a wizard and a goblin collided in a bar. Details are hazy, but we do know that ale was spilled, a precious goblin-made mug was dented, and glares were exchanged. You may choose to be a wizard, a goblin, or a barkeeper, and we'll need some props. Professor Electro Jam and J.D. Pop will provide some examples. Professor Electron Jam seems a bit taken aback, but clears her throat and says, for those playing wizards, there is the opportunity to research wizarding wear of the early 17th century. Ooh. Alternatively, wands and the airy movements made with them can be represented using lace or spinning. You could fit anything in there. Because you just have to say whatever it is and put it on some part of your body and say that it's wizarding wear of the early 17th century. Perfect! This is a fit anything into class.
Yeah, except that I totally start, like, researching, like, actual historical costumes from, like, 1612 or whatever. And
which is another way that you can go, but it's also a good class that you can just fit whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here, Professor J.D. Pop jumps in, saying those taking a goblin role should consider capturing the fine and intricate nature of goblin metalwork in either color or complexity of effort. Banks need accessories too, perhaps craft a coin bag, ledger cover, or vault cozy. Professor Minsu wraps up. Don't forget the site of the rebellion and the fast-paced world of wizarding hospitality. I'll work with any students who think they might want a future in the friendly atmosphere of a tavern. Props needed for barkeepers would include coasters, bar racks, and decorations festooning the walls. Seriously, anything will fit in this class. For homework, make a prop for your chosen character in the rebellion. We will be accepting non-Rav crafts, including metalwork, jewelry, or fiber-related crafts, sewing, macrame, tatting, etc. There you go. So, this class got a lot going on in it. Oh, she's just taking notes. Metalwork.
Yeah, I was like, maybe that would be, like, a good excuse to start doing some metal stuffs again.
Mm-hmm.
Although the first thing I thought of was there's this colorwork bag out of one of the Jane Austen Knits magazines that's like green and white, fancy little cute little bag that I've wanted to make forever. Gosh, now I want to do everything. That's the problem with the classes thing. I want to do everything, and at the end of the month I've got one thing done. What happens? Hold on to that mojo, guys. Hold on to that mojo.
Mojo. Yeah, I think that this class, I mean, I could either save it and try and put like a non-math class in there, or it's a good class just to keep on, like, in case I get to the end of the month and need to put something somewhere.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Because seriously, anything will fit. Like, yes. You could make anything and you just put it on your body and say, in the 17th century, this was a fashion, this is the favorite fashion of the wizarding community. You know, yes. Whatever. You just gotta sell it.
Yes, and especially since, like, you can, like, all of the sort of more boring-looking things that you could make, like dishcloths and stuff, would fit in under the barkeep stuff.
Yes. Yep. Or you can put it on your head.
Yes.
I would do that because it's more fun to turn in, but...
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Defense against the dark arts.
Data.
The professors are wearing thick cloaks and standing at the front of the classroom when the students walk in.
Ruh-roh.
What?
I said ruh-roh.
Yeah. Today we are going to be studying the Glacius spell, or the freezing spell. The spell is especially useful for extinguishing fires and against creatures that can emit fire. It can also freeze water quickly, making it possible to cross bodies of water. You want to be careful with this spell. It can cause one's breath to become quite icy, and it's best to be wearing appropriate garments when practicing. Craft something that protects you by keeping you warm while you practice the freezing spell.
It's a perfect opportunity to make a nosy cozy.
Nosy cozy!
Yeah, a friend of mine made one of those, and then another friend of mine actually wore it, and I was in stitches the whole time, because it was hilarious.
That's awesome!
Yes.
Yeah, so this class, I mean, hats, socks, your normal knitting things will fit in Defense Against the Dark Arts. That one's...
Is that Rav only?
glacius. Okay, charms. So for charms this term, they have a picture of a normal looking door frame, and in the door frame is like psychedelic land. The door of the charged classroom is cracked open, but the room inside looks quite different from how you remembered it. Everything is a new color. You see desks and chairs in blue, green, pink, bright yellow, to name a few. The drapes around the windows are different color purples. The frames around each picture are chartreuse, magenta, orange, turquoise. Even the quills on each desk are different colors. Professor Maddie Vanderstock catches your attention and waves you in. Yes, it's quite a sight. Please take your seat. Once you sit down, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you've guessed that this month we're working on the Colovaria charm. Cast successfully, it changes an item's original color into a color of the caster's choosing. For your homework this month, we'd like you to show us a successful Colovaria charm by creating something that is more than one color, or whose entire color has been changed. Summary. Master the Colovaria charm by creating something with color changes. If turning in a complete color change, posting a before picture with your turn-in is required. So this is
good stuff for over dyeing.
Yes, and also I think just dyeing.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to, post the before and after picture. But I think anything with 2 different colors of yarn. And it'll probably, usually with these kinds of things, they actually want 2 different yarns, not a yarn that changes colors.
Right. Although, well, I don't know, that would be a good clarification question to ask at the very beginning. Because if they want all the colors and you have a yarn that changes colors itself, they might accept it, but that would be a ask at the beginning of the month, not at the end of the month question.
Oh, here we go. Somebody asked, would using self-striping yarn count for color changes? Absolutely. Self-striping gradients variegated. If it's more than one color, it works. There you go.
So just 2 more colors. That's easy.
Any yarn. Yeah, classes seem a little bit going to be easy to get things into this month.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that
Sometimes
is nice.
it's very specific, and I'm like, what am I going to put in here?
I know. Then you just have to be really creative with the storytelling.
Right.
And that's a little harder sometimes at the end of the month when you're, stressed out and trying to turn things in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, usually we can do it. There's, if you can't think of a good story, there's plenty of people who are creative and can get your creativity flowing so that you can turn something in that totally doesn't even fit. I mean, there's a few
I did that once. I was like, I don't even know how I came up with this, but it fits. Yay!
Yay!
And they'll usually give you extra points for it, too, which is nice.
Yes. Well, it took a while to, get your story going, so I think that's worth the time. Anyway.
Next class is flying. And there's a cute picture of the sky and some wispy clouds, and, some of the clouds kind of look like a witch on a broom.
Did you see the picture for flying for last month? It was totally cute. It was somebody from every house, and they were all doing the sort of jump photography, so it makes it look like you're flying.
Oh, how fun! I don't think I saw it. I'll have to look it up.
You should go look at it, because it's a totally fun picture.
Cool.
I thought it was cute.
Yay! I'll look it up. It sounds cute.
It is adorable.
So, for flying, as you walk out to the flying pitch, none of the professors are present. You look around, wondering if you might have the time wrong, and see the other students also peering around in confusion. Suddenly, a wisp of cloud overhead swoops down to reveal Professor Cube Jelly. Professor Zilla Tet comes out from behind a passing flock of geese, and a muggle hot air balloon deflates to reveal Professor Sarah the Antwife. Today we'll be learning the fine art of camouflage. Here at Hogwarts, Quidditch games and flying lessons are rendered invisible by muggle repelling and disguise charms. But if you live in a muggle area, travel for business or pleasure, or even need to make a quick escape from, well, let's not get into that just now. I'm sure you can all think of plenty of reasons why you might want to fly unnoticed over the heads of muggles. For this class, we will practice disguising ourselves as various air phenomena. Crafting summary. Craft an item or items to blend in with the sky or disguise yourself as a flying muggle animal or form of aerial transportation. If you are relating this to a divination project, link to your June class submission in your turn-in post. There you go. Oh, some of you, I skipped over some of this. So it says some of you may already be cloud experts from your study in divination last month. You may net yourself a bonus point by using your study in aeromancy to disguise yourself as a cloud this month. Show us your previous work and explain how it inspired you. That's interesting.
I thought it was pretty clever last month, that prompt, but I didn't put anything in there.
Yeah. I confess, I don't think I looked at it.
It was like divination using, natural, sky phenomena. Like, seeing things in the clouds kind of thing,
Right.
and then divining your future from that.
Yeah.
Kind of like tea leaves or something, but with clouds.
Yeah, you know what, now that you say it, it sounds familiar.
And I know I took notes on all of these, so I could be slightly off on what it is, because I only turned in a couple of classes. Oh, I turned in a partial, though. I turned in my socks for a partial.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Good. Yes. So this class, I think, is a little bit more specific than the other ones. Mm-hmm. I can't think of anything offhand that I would make to fit into this. So.
Well, if you did something that was kind of lacy, couldn't you say that it's kind of cloud-like?
Yeah.
Like I think lace stuff would fit in there pretty easily. Anything that was white, like a cloud or blue. Mm-hmm. Or even rainbow color, if you had something that's like a rainbow. That's
there you go.
Phenomena.
Gay all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And flying muggle animals. I guess that would be birds. Anything with bird motif.
Yeah.
What else is a flying animal? A whale. You could
so sell that.
You could, because of, like, what was it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with the whale that was falling, and the whale and thing of... I want a thing of petunias! Yes. And then you can claim you saw it in a Muggle book, so it must be true.
Yes. Well, as we all know, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is really based on a traveling wizard. So...
Of course.
Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Oh, wait, was that any non-Rav crafts accepted? Okay.
Okay, divination. As the students file into the divination room, they see the professors' names, which I'm not going to even try and say. All 3 professors are seated in the lotus position on large cushions floating a few inches above the floor. They are holding teacups and look contemplative and relaxed. Anissa speaks. Today we are going to think about what we are really doing here in the divination classroom and in this world. In divination, we are always demanding something from the future. We ask the future to give up its secrets. Today, we give something back. Our subject of discussion today is karma. Karma is a deed, an action, an act, an object, an intent. A good action or intent is good karma, and a bad action or intent is bad karma. By the law of karma, good things we do now will lead us to good consequences in the future. She places her teacup in front of her, where it levitates gently. She points her wand in the air and twists it around slowly and gracefully. A glowing symbol appears in the air, and there's a picture of a symbol. It kind of looks like knots. This is an endless knot. It symbolizes the interlinking of cause and effect. When we cause good things to happen, these good effects will come back to us. Your assignment for this month is to give back to the future by improving your karma. Craft something, and in your crafting, do something good for the world outside yourself. You might choose to craft an item that you then donate to charity, or you might craft something to comfort a friend going through a rough time, or you might even spend some time crafting with those in need. If you improved your karma by the act of crafting, for example, if you made something while teaching cancer patients how to knit, then please include a photo of the process and explain what you did. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted for this homework. So it seems like a pretty straightforward charity prompt. But also, you could put in here, if you're, like they said, if you're crafting with somebody who's going through a rough time, or you make something for them, like a prayer shawl. Some people work on prayer shawls and stuff. Go in here. Thoughts?
Yeah, it just really seems like it's written for the charity work stuff, so if you're making 10,000 hats for chemo patients, this is where to put it.
Yep.
Or, anything else like that.
All right.
Wait, one more question, though. The preemie hat that you made, did you have a pattern for that, or did you just make it up as you went along?
I had a pattern. There's a pattern on Ravelry that's free that's a range of sizes.
Okay.
So it's from very little to big, and it's very basic. And I mean, technically you don't really need a pattern, but I didn't want to have to think about, I don't know how big preemie his heads are. I just wanted to follow the pattern that somebody else had already figured out how big they should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you're curious about making preemie hats, it is linked in my project page. Yeah.
I haven't been to your project stuffs in a while, so.
But maybe we can link to that in our show notes.
It's not a bad idea. Because I think if I get time, I think that might be what I do for this class.
Yeah, they're really easy.
Yeah, and they look cute, and they look fun and small and quick, so.
And it took me 3 hours to make
did you make it in a round, or did you seam it up?
I made it in the round.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy, but I mean, you could easily seam it up.
Yeah.
So. Okay, next class is herbology. These are my two favorite classes, herbology and care of magical creatures. So, first is herbology. You head into the greenhouse and are surprised to find nothing more than tilled dirt. Gather round. But gather around what? Then you see one of the professors standing in a corner of the greenhouse. Once everyone is assembled, she says, "Earlier this term, we looked at flowers and fruit, leaving me very little to teach you this month." She shot a look at the other professor, both of whom were whistling innocently. With a sigh, she continues, "I mean, herbology is the study of plants and flowers, right?" Murmurs of assent ripple through the class. "Wrong!" She grins and waves her wand, making roots shoot out of the ground and circle everyone. "We can't forget what's below ground." Another professor says, "Roots nourish and provide a base for the beautiful flowers we help create. So no roots, no fruit. This month we'd like you to examine your own roots." Professor Katzen says, guiding some towards the students, "You grab a particularly large tuber that hovers in front of you. What got you crafting in the first place? Make an item that calls back to the reason you began crafting. If you were taught at your grandmother's knee, you could make a baby sweater like the one she always turned out. If a friend's amazing shawl got your mojo going, do it justice by making a wrap of your own. If your early days were ruled by endless scarves, go ahead and plow through another. We want to see the connection between what you make and your crafting roots." In quotes. Ravelry crafts only. Please take any whips you may have to detention. As always, whips belong in detention.
Yes. I don't think they ever say differently, right?
They have in the past. I have been, it's not, I think they might do it once a actual calendar year. They'll have one class where you can do a whip. But I feel like they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. Well, I know they came up with that, they reinstated the whip owl. So you could take something you already, and a lot of people jumped on that because they had big projects they needed to finish and stuff.
And, they might not be doing a whip class because they're doing the whip owl.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I don't know if they're doing that this term, or I think it was just last term, but I really don't know. Because I'm not doing an owl, so I'm not paying attention to all the owl threads and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so, are we good for, let's see. So that one would be fun. I
totally want to, try to armpit knit again. Because that's kind of what I learned.
How is that going back to your roots? You didn't start out knitting armpit knitting.
I did! With Aunt Jackie, because the needles she gave me were so long.
Oh, that's what you mean. I was thinking of arm knitting. You know that fad thing right now? No, okay. Thank God you're not having
Stick it in your armpit. Okay, I have some long needles here. I'll demonstrate.
I got it.
Wait. And then I'll have to learn how to, American knit since I continental knit,
Yeah.
And you do it like this. Just work your
way. It's an
up.
Actual way of knitting.
I know. And that's how I learned how to knit because the needles she gave me must have been some needles she wasn't using because they were way too long and they were obviously too big for a little kid. So that's how I stuffed one in my armpit just to be able to maneuver it. So maybe I'll do that or make a red scarf because I think that's the first thing I tried to make.
I do know that the first thing that I ever made was that scarf for Dad that was like 3 different colors and all kinds of different sizes, and I don't know. He wore it, God bless him. But
God bless our father and his sweet.
and pretty much as soon as my knitting skills were better, I made him a new one that wasn't so funky.
He will wear anything we make. He's a sweet man.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that sounds like a fun class and that might be a fun class to follow. Some classes aren't as fun to follow as others, but this one would probably be really fun to follow and see what people.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go back
Come
to.
up with.
Okay, next is Care of Magical Creatures, and it's loading. Here we go. All right, so we're still at Camp Hagrid.
Okay.
And
I'm having fun at Camp Hagrid.
Oh, so fun.
Did you see I put a song in the Camp Hagrid thread last time? I made a song for Camp Hagrid.
Not surprised.
You totally need to check it out because it's funny.
Okay. I think you should sing it on our podcast.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Professor T.X. Fish gets everyone's attention around the campfire during breakfast. Settle down, settle down. I know you're missing the house elves cooking, but camping is about roughing it, right? Glad to see all of our campers back safely from working with kelpies. Good work protecting yourselves. Now, eat up your rock cakes while Professor BC explains your next activity. BC steps forward and silences the grumbles with a twitch of her wand and a crook of her eyebrow. During your time at Camp Hagrid, you have practiced luring, humanely trapping, and treating an injured animal, as well as learning how to stay safe in an animal's natural environment. This month, you will embark on another major aspect of the care and keeping of magical creatures, helping to protect and maintain that creature's habitat. Suddenly, the students hear a horrible, mournful cry from the treetops above them, and all look up in shock to find the source of the sound. Professor Dee Blue appears, swinging upside down from a branch. I hope everyone brought their slickers. The students toss some quizzical looks at one another, but wait quietly for an explanation. Dropping to the ground, Dee Blue continues. That is the song of the augury, also known as the Irish phoenix. It was once believed that to hear the cry of the augury meant certain death, she added cheerfully.
I know, that's why I was like, no!
Careful study has proved that theory wrong, though. These magical birds only leave their nests to eat and only sing when it is about to rain. Normally, this part of England suits them fine, but it has been abnormally dry as of late, and this particular flock is beginning to feel the effects. I've set off a barometric charm to trick them into singing for you, so you know where to focus your work. We need you to find a way to bring or create moisture in the forest to keep these marvelous creatures healthy. BC steps forward again, having magically repaired at least 6 broken teeth in the aftermath of breakfast. You will also need to keep an eye on the food supply in the area. Auguries primarily eat insects and fairies, but Muggle pesticides have impacted the insect breeding grounds, and fairies are just touchy and tend to stay hidden. They need quite a lot of encouragement to nest in an area. You can help maintain the habitat by finding a way to increase the insect and fairy population around the nests to ensure an appropriate diet. For instance, I know insects are drawn to sweet things and leftover food, and fairies like to have a comfortable home and can often be lured by bright or shiny things. Be creative. Summary. Craft something to help maintain the augury's habitat, either by bringing moisture or rain to the area, craft something to hold water, conjure clouds or rain, represent water or clouds, or increasing the insect fairy population in the area. Craft representations of insects or fairies, or make something that is appealing to them. They will be accepting non-Ravelry crafts this month. While there is no deadline for proposing a non-Rav craft, we do ask that you attain approval prior to beginning your work, so please plan accordingly.
And she's left the screen.
And I've left. I'm back.
She's back. So, easy to make something like a sponge or a washcloth that holds water for this one. Anything tiny.
Oh, sorry. Spider coming.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Spider coming. If you don't like spiders, I'm going to show you a knit spider. Yay! This would fit in there. What else?
Totally cute.
I will tell you what this book is. Oh, and the snail. Snail an insect? No.
No. neither the spider nor the snail. It's
Oh, gosh darn it.
smallest.
Ants.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking.
I wonder if they would accept an arachnid.
I don't know, but that sounds like a good question to ask.
Will you accept, do they eat arachnids? Usually things that eat insects also eat arachnids.
Yes.
But we could definitely do this one if I get a better picture of it. I don't know if it's going to be hard to see. The praying mantis.
He's very cute.
Oh, there's a better high contrast.
Oh, there you go, yeah. He's pretty cute.
This is from my book called Amigurumi Knits by Hansi Singh. So there's several insect...
Her designs are just mind-boggling. She's a really cool crafter, I think.
And the patterns are very detailed and very easy to follow. I've made several things out of this book, and I've enjoyed it every time. Speaking of things I've made, my octopus is from this book.
Oh, he's so cute. He's award-winning, isn't he?
Yes. So, I'm a little partial.
He's a pretty adorable
But
octopus.
I haven't made anything. I don't know. The praying mantis would be fun to make just because it would be fun to make, not because I particularly need a praying mantis lying around.
I think if you could make a small version of him, he would be super duper cute. But I don't know about sizing that pattern down. I don't think it would work.
Well, it would work, but I don't have the right tools for that.
Yeah.
I don't have the right yarn. I would need a magnifying glass, and I would need new needles. I pretty much don't have anything that I would need to make it. Yeah.
Or, you could always do something color work, too, like a picture of an ant. Just a color work ant on a flat background. Or whatever.
And I think the way to be creative with this one is to think about how you could make something that is appealing to fairies. Like that's really, you could totally sell a lot of things that way.
Right.
Like, the colors in this shawl attract the fairies because they see the colors differently and blah, 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 whatever, So, I think...
Good storytelling will push things into this.
Yeah, I think that this class, probably not a lot of people are going to apply, or not apply, but turn things into, because it's a little bit more...
Specific?
Yes, thank you.
Well, I would think so, except that because of the moisture part, you can use any of the cleaning products for that. So any of the sponges, washcloths, even...
Yeah, you'd have to sell it. I mean, you'd still have to sell it, craft something. It's still like the other ones, like...
Well, they would all hold
fits
water.
Into barkeep,
Yeah.
So it just
or
depends.
If you took a picture of yourself, like, holding the shawl and, like, wringing it, maybe that would, like, you could put something in there that's not quite specific.
And that's a good tip, too, is that you can, like, if you pose whatever you made in your picture in the right way, it can turn it into something that'll fit a prompt, even if the thing itself is not gonna fit.
Yeah.
Easily. So.
And a lot of people do that, because they have, 50 projects they need to cram in there.
Yes. Well,
speaking of help, you can't fit it in.
Projects to cram in. Sorry. We just talk over each other. No.
You talk to.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry at all. Okay, I'm a little sorry. Just a little bit.
So, things that we turned in last month.
Ooh.
I don't... Oh, I do have a picture. It's very not exciting at all.
Oh.
But I will show you anyway.
Okay. Your, screen's kind of glitching out. I don't know if it looks okay on your side still.
Can you see it?
No, it completely disappeared now. Oh, now it's back. Sort of. Oh, there we go. What's this?
Yeah, and the audio's kind of gone funny. Oh, well. This is... When
Do you want to wait a minute for it to reset itself?
I think, we just keep going through it.
Okie dokie.
My partner and I went on a bike ride.
Oh, okay.
And her ears got cold, like painfully cold on the bike ride.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, well, I could easily make something to cover her ears while bike riding. So that's what that was. So the thin part is really thin here, but then it gets wider for over the ears. And then it fits underneath her helmet. Do you have anything finished this week?
Yes. No. Yes, I already talked about it.
Okay.
I just never turned it in. So I finally turned in my fuchsia flower square triangle. Not triangle. It's a diamond. Diamond. This thing. This guy.
Yes.
And I called it something like something to do with a mothership because I think it looks kind of like. So,
Yay.
yeah. I turned that in. I turned in my sock as a partial, which was good.
Good.
Always good to have two classes in case one's like, no, you don't really fit in the prompt. Especially since I always do this on the last day, so it's not like I can revise things. I got really lucky last term when something didn't quite qualify, and it was my only class, and I was like, no. But thankfully, all the teachers and me had a dialogue, and everything got ironed away, and I got credit for it, so I was very happy.
Good.
Sorry to be eating apricots in front of you. I'm sure it's very unappetizing, but I'm dying of hungers.
I feel like doing the books segment. Can we do books now?
Yes. I have a book, even.
Oh, awesome. You can go first. Or shall I go first since I will go first. Never mind, you're eating an apricot.
Yes, thank you.
I went... there is a organization called the Lambda Literary Awards, and they award... they have different categories and they give out a Lambda Literary Award to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender books every year. So there's all kinds of categories like gay fiction, gay nonfiction, bisexual fiction, bisexual nonfiction, poetry, transgender this.
You don't need to come up with every genre. I'm sure it's a lot.
I know, I just am giving the
Overall,
people who don't know of it a general idea.
Yeah, I forget that everybody doesn't know the exact same things that I do.
So, it's a good place to go if you are like me and don't have other friends who are reading people, or like I just haven't read much in a while. So it's a good place to go to kind of get an idea of some good things to read. So I made a list, and I compared like what their previous like 3 or 4 lists were with what my library has.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the library and checked out too many books. And then I went and I read one of them yesterday. Whee!
Yay! That was quick.
Yeah. I read, it's called When She Woke, and it's by Hillary Jordan. And here's the cover.
That name sounds familiar.
Jordan. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic setting in the future where once you commit a crime, the state gives you a virus that changes your skin color, and the color is the kind of class of crime that you committed. So red is for murder. But it's also an interesting take on or commentary on religion and church and state. The church and state are kind of very mixed in this book. And the main character starts out as very Christian, but kind of like goes through this losing her faith along the way and kind of re-examining what she does believe in. So that's kind of interesting. There's like maybe 15 pages in here that are gay, and I was like, oh my god, where's the gay?
Yeah.
But, so it wasn't as much gay as I was hoping for, but it was interesting.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's like you have a gay scale now.
Oh, I do. It was an interesting read in relation to where one of my friends is in her acceptance of who she is, and because she grew up in a very Christian household, I'm kind of like torn as to whether or not I want her to read this, because there's only 15 pages of gay. If there was more gay in it, maybe, but anyway. So it's, if you like post-apocalyptic stories and commentary on church and state, and I just thought like it was very interesting, the dynamic of being a whole other color, like blue or purple or yellow or red. So, yeah.
Right.
I have another one that I started reading, but you go now.
How's the kind of the overall sorry, what's the overall tone of the book? Is it kind of like depressing and sad, or is it like just kind of cerebral?
No, most of the book she's hung up on this dude that she really loved.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I feel like she started writing and then realized if she kept going at that pace, the book would be like 1,000 pages. So then she kind of sped things up a little bit. So there's a lot with her and the religion part and the hung up on this guy part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it does end well. She does end up escaping and, like, to Canada. Canada doesn't have, and it's called chroming. Canada doesn't have any chroming. So.
Yay, Canada!
Yeah, and there's a very sweet relationship between her and her father.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's very cute. I mean, not cute, but it's very sweet. You know, he still loves her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Still his baby girl.
He stays in the, I'm assuming it's U.S. and not like Mexico or something that it's set in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. In Texas.
Yeah.
So it's not a depressing read at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And it does have some kind of adventure-y parts, thriller type, fast-paced things that happen.
Okay. What if you had an overall rating for the book? Like rereadable, keepable?
You know, I think I'm actually interested in having. So I have this friend who's, you know, trying to figure out who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have my other friend read it and see what she thinks. You know,
Okay.
like I want to hear somebody else's opinion about it.
Right.
You know, to see if it's handing to my other friend, because it might just be offensive.
Right.
You know,
and everybody's got different political views too, and somebody might, you know, find it offensive or, you know, for other reasons. So
yes, and the main character, the reason that she's caught by the state is that she's had an abortion, and abortion is illegal in the whole country, and this book is very against that.
Right. So if you have a different opinion, maybe you'd find that offensive.
Yes. So if you are pro-abortion or pro-choice, life. There we go. That one. I had all the other ones first. I mean, I still think it would be an interesting read. I like reading things that are somebody else's differing opinion, you know, but if you don't want to read somebody's differing opinion, then it's probably not a good choice. But I still think it's, I just wish it was a little shorter. I feel like it could have been, some of it could have been edited. So.
Yeah. Especially if there's a different tone at the beginning than at the end. Usually I think of like, well, was that really like the author's intention, or is it really just a lack of editing? Because as I get older, I'm getting more and more picky about good editing. I mean, good editing is highly important, as I think we found out from the latter Harry Potter books that were like, yeah, way too big. I'm sorry. Tighten that story up. Anyway.
So, I think it is, you know, if you're interested in kind of, this was under the category of general lesbian fiction. It's not general lesbian fiction. She's bisexual.
Okay.
So, it's general bisexual fiction.
Oh, whatever. Don't get me started.
So, but some people get offended. But,
I get offended.
If you're interested in kind of, and she does kind of do a little bit in that 15 pages of, you know, like figuring herself out. And
do you think I would like it?
Huh?
Do you think I would like it as a read? Because you know me pretty well.
Yeah, but I don't know, like I know your taste in older things, you know, you like Shakespeare and Jane Austen, but I'm not sure about your taste in new fiction. Mm-hmm. So I would be really interested to see if you liked it or not.
I think I might actually check it out, because I would love to compare opinions with you on this.
I think you might like it, but I could be wrong too. And it does end well, so.
And I'm always a big fan of happy endings.
It does seem like, oh my god, is somebody gonna die? But nobody does.
Yay! Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Don't care. We love happy endings here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What about you? What are you reading?
So, which totally, I should, yes. After you're like, oh, you like old stuff, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't show my book called Forgotten English. But it's so fun. It's, almost more like a dictionary than it is, a book, so it's kind of hard to sit down and just read it. But it gives a whole bunch of old words. Let me find one that's, here. Some of these are not, they're like weird or not appropriate. Oh, here we go. Since this will fall right into the category of Harry Potter related, a mooncalf, Moonecalfe. It's an animal monster, such as Shakespeare's Caliban from The Tempest, or a cow's fetus, once believed to have developed only into a shapeless lump and literally licked into shape by its mother. So now you know. And that was 1600s.
I love that.
Yes. So it's totally a fun read if you like English and history, because it goes into a lot of detail on the backstory of each phrase or word.
So much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you the context, and it has some pretty fun pictures. There's a woman throwing herself out a window here or something. I don't know.
And this would be so perfect for, I made a new friend where I recently moved, and I made a new friend, and I know she would love that. She would just love it.
The subtitle is A Merry Guide to Antiquated Words, packed with history, fun facts, literary excerpts, and charming drawings. Because a woman throwing herself out the window is totally charming.
Yes, it sure is.
But it's a really fun book. Like I said, I can't sit down and just read it in a lump. But I tend to read, like maybe 3 or 4 word paragraph pages and then just set it aside for a while again. Mm-hmm. But it's fun.
Cool.
And if you like to use words like missumptuous and confuse people.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
And the other book that I have to mention is one that I haven't read, but I found an advertisement for it in, this was the the Huntington Library sends out a catalog or something. I don't remember what it is. But anyway, they have a couple of books that I think they're mostly written by the, what do you call it? The people that study at the Huntington Library. Mm-hmm. What do you call those people? It's not a docent.
Artist. It's not an artist in residence. It's like an academic in residence or something.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm talking about, though. Yeah. No, I can't remember the word. Anyway, so one of the books is called Female Alliances. Gender, Identity, and Friendship in Early Modern Britain.
Nice.
And that's by Amanda Herbert. So shows the importance of bonds formed between British women during the late 17th and early 18th centuries when cultural, economic, and political changes placed strains on British society. And then it goes on a little bit more, but it just sounds fun, and it sounds, it's sort of Jane Austen era-esque, so, but more of a cultural view of women and their place in society, so I thought that would be a fun read, if you're into history like I am.
Cool.
With these kind of books, it's always, just, you never know whether it's going to be dry and boring, or if it's going to be written in an accessible way. And I can put up with some of the dry and boring books, as long as they're presented in a way that I can tolerate, but some of them I can't. So I want to find that book and read it. So right up my alley, exciting things to read.
Fun.
So if I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm excited to find it. Because I haven't checked the library. I really don't think they're going to have it because it's new, published 2014, so the library is always kind of slow to get the new books, so.
So I'm going to be talking about my next book, and while I'm doing that, your computer needs to cool off, because you got all glitchy.
Oh no. It is not.
So my next book that I wanted to talk about, is
I'm going to put the fan on it.
Yeah. Do you want me to stop?
No, let me know if it's too loud, though.
Oh, okay. I'll just talk over it.
Okay.
So this is another novel. It's called The World We Found. It's by Thridi Umrigar. I may be saying that name wrong. But it's about these 4 women who were friends in college, like very close friends. And only 2 of them are really in contact at the beginning of the novel. And then one of them has a brain tumor, and so she wants to meet up with all 4 of them.
Right.
So I'm maybe a quarter of the way through so far. And it's written very well. I really like the writing style.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems well edited. And the characters are very interesting and very... There's 1 or 2 that haven't really been fleshed out yet, but she doesn't really describe them. You kind of get an idea of who they are with the way that they interact with other people. And I feel like that is harder. It's a harder way to write than it is to just tell you what they're like.
Right.
You know? So I'm really enjoying how this book is written more than I was enjoying the other one. I felt like the other one, you know, especially in the beginning, the writing was kind of jerky and awkward in places. But this one is not that way. So we'll see how I like it. One of the characters, one of the 4 girls or women, they're probably like in their 40s-ish, is gay. So that's more gay than the last one.
Ironically.
Yeah. That's all I have for books.
Okay. Sorry, I'm counting.
That's fine. I will continue talking.
I haven't shown you my new progress. This is what
Oh,
I got.
yay!
Let me see if I put my hand in it so you can see the lace a little better.
Yeah, your video's all blurry, but I'm hoping you just hold it up nice and still, and hopefully I'll be able to see something. Yeah, you can see the stitch now. Oh, cool! Stop moving.
Sorry.
How fun!
So this is the 3rd time I've made this guy.
Okay.
Really, I should have ripped it down to the toe and started again, but I was like, I'm not making this the 4th time. I already have to make another one. Forget about it. So I started making up my own stitch parts. I'm like skipping lines and going around, making up stuff, whatever.
Just get it done.
Yeah. I'm on the heel now, though. Yay!
Oh, good.
I'm at the heel. Hallelujah, it's a heel.
Hallelujah, it's a heel.
Yep. But I'm like really afraid now because I've taken so many notes on the pattern that if I put my notes on Ravelry, I feel like I'm going to be putting the whole pattern on Ravelry.
Yeah, so you shouldn't.
I know, but it's like so I was thinking about maybe just contacting the author and asking for her okay or something. I don't know. But I just don't feel comfortable putting the whole pattern on because that's weird.
I mean, you could just put in your notes like highly modified PM me if you're curious.
Okay. Yeah, that would probably be better.
You know? I mean...
Yeah. And I know that one woman, I was looking through the notes and stuff, there's very little. One woman was saying that she thinks there was a problem in the heel pattern. But she had a German version, so she thought the translation was wrong, so she was asking for help. So I might just PM her and message her and ask her if she ever figured it out or if she needs help. So between my friend that knows German and me, maybe that knows crochet, maybe we can help her out. I don't know. It's just sad because nobody's making these socks, and they're makeable.
You can do it. You can do it. Rah, rah, rah.
I know. It's like, I'm actually having fun now that I'm like, whatever. I know how to crochet. I'm getting it done.
Yes.
So.
Good job.
A+.
A+.
Yay.
So what segment do you want to do now?
Huh?
What segment do you want to do now?
Do you have anything exciting you've seen? I haven't seen anything for I Spy.
For I Spy, no.
Yeah, I don't either. Sadly, I haven't seen a thing. Well, I mean, I've seen stuff, but it's all the same stuff I always see. Hummingbirds, yada, yada, yada. So, nobody exciting.
Okay. I do have ear party today.
Okay, go for it.
I went to Amoeba again.
Oh, yay!
So it's going to be another marathon ear party.
Next time you go to Amoeba, you better call me, lady.
Okay.
I'm waggling my finger at you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, here I go. I went to the musical department this time. My Fair Lady.
There's no business like show business like no business I know. Sorry, My Fair Lady.
Yay!
Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. No.
Miss Saigon?
Okay, there you go.
Do you know any Miss Saigon?
I don't believe I do.
Oh, darn. I was really hoping you were going to sing something from each one of these.
Sorry.
I'm so disappointed.
Have you ever watched... oh, yeah, that one. God, let me think. I know.
Avenue Q.
I know, it's like, I know songs from that, but now I can't think of a single one of them.
The internet is for... The internet is for...
No, there was another one.
Grab your... And double click. It's...
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
No, there was one where she's kind of sad. It's like a sort of a more melancholy one. Gosh, now I can't think of it. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I'm going to start breaking out into song, like, randomly after this podcast is over, and it's going to drive me crazy. Surely, no, I don't know anything.
The Music Man.
At least I don't think I do.
This is the 76 trombones. 76 trombones in the big parade. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Da-da-da-da. Okay. I think that does it for my musicals. Okay. And then last time I got some Miles Davis.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line. It's a thin line. It's coming to me slowly. Carry on.
Last time I got Miles Davis. This time I got John Coltrane.
Oh, okay.
So John Coltrane Quartet plays Chim Chim Cheree, Song of Praise, Nature Boy, and Brasilia. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yes. And then also complete Riverside recordings of Thelonious Monk with John Coltrane.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh wait, it's a fine line between a lover and a friend. It's a fine line. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, that's alright. We don't need musical interludes.
Okay. But I love the musical interludes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
They're my favorite part. This CD, the other thing about Amoeba, and what I want to do next time I go there, is to just browse the, like, dollar bins and see what I find. Because this I found in the classical, like, bargains section. Mm-hmm. Seriously, it's Kathleen Battle and Wynton Marsalis. Baroque duet. It was $1. $1!
You can't beat $1.
Kathleen Battle, she's like one of the best sopranos. Oh my god. So I'm excited. And Wynton Marsalis is one of our best trumpet players who's alive.
Right.
I think he's still alive. And I got some Philip Glass. This one is called Glassworks.
How funny.
I also got, he has, it's the first film that he did the soundtrack for. I don't have the CD case. It's somewhere over here, and I don't know where it is. And it's some kind of crazy name, like, it's a whole bunch of letters. K-L-S or something or other, I don't know. And this one is another Philip Glass. He has, these are his songs and poems for solo cello.
Okay.
Which he wrote in 2007. And also on this CD are tissues for cello, which I guess the song is called, or the piece called Tissues. And it's for cello, percussion, and piano, which he wrote in 2002. So I haven't opened this one yet, but I'm very excited because this should be interesting. Philip Glass, he's one of our modern American composers, and he does a lot of repetitive music. So his motifs repeat more than twice. In music, generally our ears, you can take something and repeat it again. So you can have it repeat twice. But then the third time, if you want to repeat it, it needs to change. Or our ears are like, why are you repeating that again? So, but one of the things that is in the Philip Glass kind of arena is repeating things more than twice without change. Yes, and I really like it. But I didn't have any of his music, even though I've been a fan for a long time. So that's one of the things I've been having fun with at Amoeba. The other thing that Amoeba has is DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Also used DVDs. So I bought 3 DVDs with lesbians. Yay! This one is really good. It's one of my favorites. It's called Saving Face.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I never watched it, but I remember when it came out.
And it's 2 lesbian Chinese American chicks
Yes.
are the romance interest in this, but it's also some interesting plot things that happen with one of the women's, her mom, and stuff that happens around that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a well-made movie, and it's a really good example, or just like a really good reflection of what it's like to be a Chinese American. You know, like your parents are Chinese, but you were born and raised here, and like what that experience is like.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorites. And then this one's Better Than Chocolate. It's okay. It's kind of fun. It's lesbians on screen. This one, actually, I liked. There's a character who's transgender, and she has a song in here, My Tender Transgender Heart, that she sings. And it's so cute. I really like it. And it's, I'm not an effing drag queen, is one of the lines in the song. I'm not an effing drag queen. Yeah. So anyway, I really liked that part of that movie. This movie I know I've seen before, but I haven't watched it since I bought it yet, but I'm going to watch it pretty soon. It's called The Incredibly True Adventures of Two Girls in Love. Oh.
I remember that title, but I don't think I ever.
And this actress, why, yes, she was in The L Word. She is Tina in The L Word. But she's...
I don't remember enough about the L Word to remember who was in it.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So that's my latest trip to Amoeba and what I got.
Sounds exciting, and I'm jealous of all your music yet again. Way to go. Yay! Yay! Now I have that Fine Fine Lines song stuck in my head. Now
I have I'm not a drag queen in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, what other segments?
Deathly Silence segment.
I got something else I want to show you.
Okay, show me! Do 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 do. Oh, so cute!
It's my orchid.
Oh, that is adorable.
This is Stenogladys Venus, also known as Penelope the Purple.
Ah, so cute. Here, show me the leaves too.
Yeah, the leaves are,
They look kind of speckly.
they are speckled. They're maybe 3 inches long with brown 2mm spots. And the flower, I have 2 flower stems. They have clusters, I don't know, spikes, there we go, of small purple flowers. Each flower is probably maybe half an inch.
They're very cute. Small and cute, like tiny little violet flowers.
Yeah. And each flower has a little tongue on the bottom that's slightly spotted. It's very cute.
That sounds adorable. Yes.
So
The garden that I work at, there's one section that's mostly like cut flowers, and it looked pretty bad back in like, I don't know, March or February when I started, and now it's full of blooms and looks fantastic. It feels like Alice in Wonderland over there. It's very, got all the little tiger lilies and everything. Very pretty.
fun.
And then I'm coming along and deadheading everything. Yeah, okay, maybe. Okay, I totally do that.
Yay!
Yay!
Do you have anything else?
I started a, a fanfiction review, in a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun, filling that out. In a weird way, if you like spreadsheets. And I do. I'm having totally a lot of fun with that.
Awesome.
That way I can keep notes of what I have, what I like, what I didn't like, share them, etc.
Fun.
Yep. spreadsheets.
Awesome.
God, I love. I know. I love your spreadsheets. I don't know why. Everything's just so organized. But that's it.
Okay. We are signing off. Sisters of the Holy Fiber, our fun, fantaculous episode.
Yay!
I don't know what kind of word that was. Bye! Oh, our show notes are available at sistersoftheholyfiber.wordpress.com. Most of what we talk about is linked in there, unless we forget. And if we did, you can message us, and we will eventually get you a link.
Yeah, pretty much.
And thanks to everyone who said hello in the introductions thread. It's nice to see
that we're not alone.
Yes.
We're not alone.
So, anyway, leave us a comment if you feel like it in our June thread. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Outtakes. I hate you, cowlick. Stop licking my head, you cow. I love you, T-Birds. I want to pet you. Oh, look at those cute eyes. Hi, T-Birds. Hi. Hi, T-Birds. Look at the movie things. Hi, Jess. He's like, yeah, whatever. Can it give me treats? No.